Hello and welcome to Full of a Took, the #1 Lord of the Rings read-through book podcast in Pottstown, Pennsylvania. Woo! AKA, we've moved. We announced in the last episode that was going to be our last episode in that studio, and we've got a new set. It's pretty dope. Thank you very much to Pat and Laura, our co-hosts, who have graciously allowed us to set up in their bedroom. So we'll be here for the next 15 weeks.
Yay!
And
sleepover.
That sounds good. Although I think something happened when we moved the studio here. My chair got put in a different location. I feel very tall right now. This is not my chair.
Tall.
My lovely wife is a foot shorter than me right now, which tells me I think I know who got my chair. My arms on my chair are missing. What am I going to lean on?
I swiped the chair because the chair sucks.
I have the
arms.
I have the sucky chair.
Well, I think this was like the father's chair. So we actually bought these chairs from like the great granddaughter of the people who originally owned them in the 1800s.
I got the mistress's chair.
No, I got the father's chair. You have either the daughter or the wife's. And so they're wearing corsets. So the back is very straight.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in school again.
Yeah.
Does that mean Chris has to get a corset?
Let's do it. I'm in.
And there's nowhere to rest your arms. That's why I was holding the mic with 2 hands.
It's fitting that there's nowhere to rest my arms because we're going to talk about the first chapter of book 4, The Taming of Sméagol, which is a chapter dedicated to there's nowhere to fucking rest your arms.
So last chapter, Gandalf, Theoden, and company left Isengard. Once they made camp, Pippin, unable to sleep, stole the Palantir from Gandalf and accidentally made contact with Sauron. After an intense interrogation with Pippin, Gandalf discerned that no harm had been done, but they must leave the area immediately to avoid the enemy. Gandalf and Pippin rode ahead on Shadowfax to Minas Tirith in Gondor.
I'm so glad you did that because I thought it was my turn to do the summary about 5 minutes ago.
Oh, no, I would have texted you. I tried to text you like a warning, like before the day before.
She has an Android. She doesn't get any text messages.
Apparently.
We have Apples. That's what happens. So look, we're here to talk about the Two Towers, specifically the second half of the POVs of what's going on in the time we spent during book 3. This is a wild way that Tolkien wrote the book. And when I say the book, I mean the Two Towers, not like book 3, book 4. It's like the book that I bought on fucking Amazon. You split the same amount of time into this is now the third time that we're going back to the beginning.
Yeah.
We heard it with the 3 hunters, then we go back and we got Merry and Pippin's POV for this. Mm-hmm. And then now we're going back again. So
it makes so much sense that they split that into 2 books, you know?
Yeah, it does. It's very powerful. I like it. I like it a lot. But it is like, it's every time we go back, it's a bit more stressful.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, what else are we missing?
What I love as like a huge fantasy reader of all kinds of fantasy is everyone copied this. So many big classic series like Game of Thrones, Throne of Glass, etc. Like they all do this where you'll go on this linear plot. And then the next book is they go back to where you just read on the other side of the map with a new set of characters.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, everyone copies this because it just is a great way to build tension. And it's really fun. It's a fun way to tell the story.
It's a very tense chapter.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That's wild. I love it.
Yeah.
I know. Especially after where we left off, like Pippin and Gandalf just riding into the distance on Shadowfax. And that's like, eep! Like rewind it back.
Yeah, rewind.
Pippin's on Shadowfax going, whee! To the distance.
Just eating them into the distance.
Yeah. And now we're into the pit of hell.
Yes. And it's a very intense chapter. It's a lot of fun, like quote unquote fun. I had a lot of fun reading this. The characters don't have a lot of fun being in this chapter.
Fair.
But what you guys hit on is very real, right? We're in the Two Towers. We were focused on Isengard. Now we're turning to the other tower.
I get it.
Right.
Shit.
Yeah. Oh, shit. He did it again. Tolkien did a genius. So what we come back to is like D-Day +3. And what I mean is we go all the way back to the breaking of the Fellowship. So 3 days after that moment is when we pick up the narrative with Sam and Frodo stuck in the Emyn Muil in these like godless hills on the east side of the Anduin. And they're back to square one. They're dealing with a whole shitload of problems because we spent a couple of 100 pages with the hobbits on their own with no adult, no guide, no real map. We are back to square one. It is Frodo and Sam. They know generally that they're heading east. They know that they have to get to Mount Doom. They know that they have to put the ring in. They don't have a guide. There's no roads. And they're headed into like literally into the heart of enemy territory.
And 2 fewer hobbits.
There's not. Yeah, we are at 50% hobbits right now. It's not great. It's a bad place to be. And Frodo and Sam know it. So they're caught in the Emyn Muil in these shitty, empty hills. It's all hard terrain. It's all rock. It's all ups and downs. And it's sort of this like highland area. And they need to get down and out. But every time they get to the eastern edge of the Emyn Muil of these hills, they're met with a cliff. Like, what, 180 feet? Like, it's not a small drop. It's a huge drop, and it's sharp, and there's no way down. And again, they're not survivalists. They're not mountain climbers. They're just 2 hobbits doing their best. And their best is leading them in circles sometimes. Frodo, unfortunately, is acutely aware of it. He is stressed because they've just made a decision to leave all their friends behind, all their help. Everyone in the world who can help them is within 4 feet of Frodo right now. You got to feel some kind of way about that at some point because you have to recognize that every delay, every hour is an opportunity for the enemy to kill your friends. You could lose this war. Think of the number of times in the story already that they've come to within a few hours of complete ruin. When they barely got out of Hobbiton, when they barely got out of Crick Hollow, when they were saved by Tom Bombadil not once but twice, when they the list goes on. Like when the hobbits don't have sort of that support network,
when the kids are alone,
when the
when the children are alone,
when they're left unsupervised, things happen.
Yep.
And that's where we are right now. And we know as readers that the world has abandoned them. They are factually lost, even though they have a goal in mind, and it's go east. Young man, go east. Like that is not a plan. But more than that, they're being followed. They think they hear flappy little feet behind them somewhere. And by the end of the 3rd day, Frodo's goddamn had it. Today is the day, Sam. We're getting down off these hills one way or the other. So they get to the edge. They find a reasonably low spot, which is still extremely high. And they just kind of go for it. Frodo's like, this is it. This is the spot. And Sam's like, okay. And Sam just goes to like jump over the side, basically. And is just like, yep, here we go. And lowers himself down the side without even looking for toe holds, without looking for anything on the sheer rock face. And Frodo freaks the fuck out.
Yeah.
Sam, what the fuck are you doing? That's not how you climb. He's like, I know. I don't know how to climb. I don't know how to swim. I should go first. So when I fall and die, I don't hit you on the way down. And Frodo's like, yeah, that's probably a good point. But no, come back up here. We got to figure this one out.
Damn
You
it.
have to think before we act.
Meatball Sam.
No, I love that
Rolling
quote.
down the mountain.
They say it's both the most courageous and dumbest thing that Sam has ever done. And I was like, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Right.
It didn't feel good to read.
No.
So the second best plan is Frodo will now go first because he's the qualified rock climber of the two. Because he will look before he leaps. So they're exploring their options, and Frodo starts to let himself down, and he finds a little place for his little toes to hold on to. And this storm that's been in the distance, in the east, these black thunderheads, suddenly is upon them. This storm blows up on them incredibly quickly. It's near darkness. There's wind and there's rain and there's thunder and lightning booming and flashing all around them. This thunderstorm is incredibly violent and it's terrible and it's on them in an instant. And then they hear something that they haven't really heard since coming east of the mountains. They hear a shriek on the wind. And they
Vigo!
God damn it. That was dead.
from somewhere above them, they hear that shrieking call that the Dark Riders were using when they were hunting them through the Shire.
Now it's in the sky.
But now it's in the sky. It's above their heads. And it is soul-rendingly terrifying out here in the wilderness on the enemy's doorstep. For Frodo, what that means is he covers his head, which means he also lets go of the edge.
Smart.
Right. So
that's the first thing you do when you're fucking mountain climbing is you
Yeah,
let go and you hold your ears and go, ah!
yeah, and down he goes. And he starts to slide down this nearly sheer rock wall. But it bows out ever so slightly so that when he comes to a little ledge, his giant hobbit feet grab it and the wind pushes him against the wall. And there's Frodo crouched against a cliff face, covering his head in fear, blind with fear. Because Frodo finds that he can't see.
He actually can't see?
He can't see. He's in complete darkness. Is it the storm, the sudden darkness from the storm? Is it the fear? But he's blind and he's being pushed against a rock face. And to me, that sounds like it might feel like dying a lot.
Yeah.
And so Frodo's grappling with this feeling of dying. And Sam, at the top of the cliff, doesn't know if Frodo is actually dying or not, or actually dead. Because he can't really see him either.
You got the fucking elf cloak on.
Yeah. Because they have their camouflage cloaks on, right?
So as soon as he left, he was like, hop, he's gone.
Exactly. And so they're yelling. Sam is yelling. Frodo is just screaming. And then finally, when the wind dies down and the storm begins to pass, Frodo's voice comes up to Sam. And Sam's like, oh, fuck, he's alive. I'm coming down, Mr. Frodo. Hang tight. Here I come. And Frodo's like, no, we tried that. The whole point of me going first is that when you fall, you'll land on me and kill us both. So unless you have rope, this doesn't work, Sam. Just chill the fuck out. We'll figure this out. Sam's like, yeah, fuck, if we don't have rope, I have rope. I have fucking rope. And Sam realizes that he's had a coil of Elvish rope in his backpack since Lothlorien. 3 days they've been staring down cliffs going, there's no way down this cliff.
This made me angry at Sam.
Yeah.
Right. So
he is a ninny hammer.
I love that.
Sam curses himself in the most PG way imaginable. Like, you know, when like parents with small children make up curses. Sam calls himself a ninny hammer and all
it's
the rest
just Joe Pesci in Home Alone.
Oh my God. Sam finds a dead ass stump of one of the few things that once lived in this area, ties the rope around it. What?
Dead ass means real in 2025.
Oh, fine. Okay.
Just so you know, dead ass.
He's so old.
That means real. I'm just saying.
Okay, that's fine. No, you're fine. To us, that would mean really.
Yeah.
So it means really dead.
Like
and for people now, it means really.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so fucking stupid. I hate language. So anyway, so Sam takes this rope and he ties it around a dead stump. One of the few things that had once lived in the area. And he lowers this Elvish rope down to Frodo. And Frodo realizes he can see again because he sees this like silver lit rope in front of him.
This dangling spaghetti.
Yes, this dangling starlight spaghetti. No, really though, it's that's the
Glowing
thing.
spaghetti.
In all the darkness and all the terror, this rope comes down him. Salvation drops down the side of the cliff to him, and he grabs on with both hands, ties it around his waist, and he half climbs, and Sam half hauls him up this fucking cliff face. And they both take a second to recognize that Frodo nearly died, and they really do need a better plan. But now they have rope, so now they have a plan. Once again, going back to the fact that they really do need some kind of guide, they need some kind of help. This took them 3 days to figure out. And in a piece of fortuitous writing, the rope is 30 L's long, which is about which is very nearly 18 fathoms, which is
Ells.
Yes. So
not like capital L's.
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
Tolkien hits us with two separate pieces of
It's a
measurement.
new fucking term of measurement. This is annoying.
Well, it's new to us. It's actually a very old English term.
Yeah. Mind your P's and Q's, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it's fun. We should talk about that. But like,
We did in like episode 3.
I mean, not the P's and Q's, the L's stuff, the L's stuff. Well, actually, so this is a fun thing because back to those episodes, right? This is Sam's moment when he's like, I'm going to pack Frodo's favorite everything so that when we need something, suddenly Sam will have it.
Yeah, and he forgot.
Right. He fucked it
And
up.
his stupid
He just
fucking
had too many
rope.
things.
God, I love that movie. But so now they actually have a workable plan because now they're going to reverse it. Now Sam's going to go down first. Because again, Sam needs to be lowered down because Sam is not a climber. Sam's not a swimmer. Sam is just
Sam's a floater.
He's a donut with legs.
He's a courageous hobbit with very few survival skills and murder in his heart.
He has courage, and that's it.
Honestly, it's gotten him this far. Got him further than Boromir. All right.
Ooh,
Just
low
saying.
blow.
Yeah.
Accurate, though. As accurate as the arrows that killed Boromir.
Yikes.
Yikes.
Well, it sure took a lot of them.
They were mostly accurate. Mostly dead.
So now they enact the plan. And the plan is to drop Sam over the cliff again, but this time with rope. This time with rope.
I love that setup. No! Just push him up. You're tied. You're fine.
Sam screaming, Frodo's screaming. Everyone has a bad time. And then when Sam gets to the bottom, Frodo climbs down like a normal hobbit would. Although I don't know that we've ever met a mountain climbing hobbit before, so maybe this is a first for the Shire.
Yeah. The footholes must be like 2 or 3 feet past where their feet end.
Well, there's no toe holds. Nothing's been built. This is just a natural cliff.
Oh, these are natural ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. But like, I mean,
No, they're
Because-
dealing with like roots and shit.
Yeah. So even if somebody had built some kind of stair or had built some sort of like climbing infrastructure here, it would not be hobbit
it
sized.
wouldn't work for them. So then in the reverse side, if a full-grown human man tried to climb, they wouldn't be able to.
Correct.
They would be too in. You wouldn't be able to leverage your weight properly. Did you ever think about that? I bet you didn't.
You know what? You're right. I did not. You got me.
I'm reading this chapter thinking, and what about the size of the footholes that don't exist? What's the distance between them?
Your inner life is so rich.
What does Da Vinci's man look like for a hobbit?
Oh my God.
She's Smeagol.
What are the perfect measurement sizes for a hobbit? Just a
my
hula
God.
hoop.
I enjoy that Frodo fell down. They used the rope to get him back, and they're like, "Rope, let's go down again." Like, they could
Yeah.
have just continued down from where they were.
But like in a controlled way.
Yeah.
But
He had the rope. He could have continued down.
But the whole point is that Sam is incapable of climbing even with a rope. He has to be lowered like luggage.
Oh, right, because Frodo did him first.
Right. They lowered Sam down the mountainside, down the cliff face, and then Frodo followed on his own. And then they got to the bottom and they looked around and they realized that all they had accomplished was that they had escaped the Emyn Muil. They had escaped this line of barrier cliffs and mountains just to the east of the Anduin. And now the thing that they have to cross between them and Mordor are these marshes. This endless, stinking bog. And that's what they have to cross now. That's all they've done. All they've done is set themselves up for a second worse step.
I just thought of David Bowie's The Labyrinth, the bog of eternal stench.
That's it.
like 100%. That's what I pictured.
It's the smell of standing water, of still water, of slime and gunk and
Anaerobic
rot.
decomposition.
Whoa.
If we want to be fancy. It's shit breaking down.
Aerobic
Anaerobic.
decomposition?
Aerobic is good.
Meaning
That
if you
doesn't smell too
exercise,
bad.
you could come apart.
Yes, exactly.
Anyway. So yeah, but they're at the edge of this endless stinking bog, and they're not even prepared to think about what they're gonna have to do next. They're just tired. Frodo's like, I would go on forever if only I knew the way. Meanwhile, Sam has his own concerns, and it's that, damn it, if I tied the rope at the top and we're at the bottom, how do I get my rope back? And he's having he's mad about this. Like, it was good rope.
It was from the fucking elves.
Right.
Of Lorien.
It's made out of elf hair, maybe.
Because he says it might have been made by Galadriel's own hand. It was given during all of those gifts.
We're
that
going to
she
hope
made.
not, because she was not a great seamstress.
You're the only one saying that.
In a moment of frustration, Sam is like, I can't bear to leave this rope, and kind of gives it like a farewell tug, and the fucking knot gives, and it just slides down the mountainside at them. And Sam's processing this, and Frodo is like, that knot was going to kill us. Really, Sam?
What a shitty
Really? Not.
That was a great one. Not.
Oh my God. Back to 1995.
Yes.
Was
But like, and Sam's trying to defend his knot work because he knows knots. He knows rope tying. He's like, he did the thing he knows how to do. And well, it just came fucking loose. And Sam is convinced that it did it on its own. It's an elf rope. It's magic. It must be magic. It must have heard the hurt in Sam's heart and come to him.
Mm-hmm.
And Frodo's like, yeah, or your shitty knot work nearly killed us. I don't know which it is, but let's take a nap. And they go to like throw themselves because it's night at this point and they can't go any further and they need a break. They basically just lay down under a boulder that happens to be where they are. They're that tired. They have no destination other than to go east. So any spot is as good as another. And as they're laying there and they're getting ready to go to sleep, Sam's at least contented himself with the fact that no matter how shitty his life is, that little motherfucker Gollum can't follow him down a sheer cliff face. So let the little rat fuck figure this one out.
Especially now that there's no rope.
Right, exactly. So it's going to be a little bit of a puzzle for that shitty little monster that's been, haunting us.
Yep.
And and they kind of nod and they agree. And then Frodo stands up and says, I'm going to take first watch, Sam. You have a little bit of a sleep. And then, in the morning, we'll confront our mortality again and dive into this endless swamp. And as Frodo is looking back up the way they come, he freezes. Because there is Gollum. Sam, shut the fuck up. We have our cloaks on. He can't see us, but he might be able to hear us. And there's Gollum at the top of this fucking cliff, coming down the cliff, the sheer fucking cliff face that the hobbits needed a rope to climb down. It's just Gollum like Spider-Manning his way down with his, like a spider. Like,
wasn't he like face first too?
Yeah.
Like one of those little toys, those sticky toys that has like sticky arms and legs, and like one of them sticks and then it flips down and then it flips down.
What are you talking about?
There's little like sticky toys. Oh, damn it. You do know what I'm talking about.
No, he's actually going face first. Right. Yeah.
But he's coming and it's like a fuck. It's
what does a sheer rock face mean?
Poison ivy.
A sheer rock face would be like featureless, like no handholds, nothing really. It's just basically a flat wall. The toe holds that were there, whether they were built by man or built by hobbits, were not sufficient for Sam and Frodo to come down the cliff. So like a cartoon, Gollum has just come to the edge and then just whoop and just starts going down face first. Like a tree frog, like a spider, like an insect. He gets close enough that they can hear him talk to himself, hissing and cursing and just being a general piece of weird shit. And the whole time Sam is like entered like kill mode again. Do you remember when in Moria, Sam just like gutted an orc and he was the only one that got hurt for it and but he was in kill mode? Sam is revving himself up for kill mode again. He's talking himself into a murderous anger. Gollum is currently the only threat facing Frodo that Sam can come to grips with.
He's in like mother hen mode.
Right. If mother
hen
right, also had like a sword and murder in
knife
mother's
problems.
heart. Gollum is currently a knife problem. And what do you know? Sam has a knife. And even so, Frodo is like, Sam, chill the fuck out. He may look like a gross spider monkey, but he is tough and he's strong and it's not going to go the way you think it goes. So just chill the fuck out. Just be quiet. Sam's like, okay, I'll be quiet. I'll be real fucking quiet while I cut his goddamn throat. As Gollum comes down the cliff face, comes headfirst down the fucking cliff at them, it becomes clear that Gollum can't see them. And he hasn't heard them. He's smelling for them. He's sniffing, he's snuffling like a tracking dog. And he's just like snuffling around and hissing and breathing and curses, precious, curses. It's like, imagine that this is the thing that you are terrified of in the wilderness. There's no friend. You've run away from your only friends on this half of the goddamn world, and this weird monster's coming at you. I feel for Sam right now because all he wants to do is protect Frodo, and suddenly he's confronted with a problem he could potentially solve.
Yep.
So when Gollum gets to the last part of the cliff, and when the cliff kind of, because it's like a sheer face that kind of comes outward a little bit, which is like slopes outward a hair. So the hobbits were able to like not just straight fall down the cliff face. It's why Frodo slid and stopped, right? So it angles out at the base. At the very, very bottom, it cuts back in a little bit. So it creates this like negative angle, this overhang that Gollum can't just kind of walk down. So he goes to like turn himself around and come down feet first. And he slips. And he falls the last couple of feet.
12 feet.
Falls the last 12 feet, which is like a mile and a half for a hobbit.
Yeah.
And as he hits the ground, Sam jumps on him. Like, Sam is like, it's time to end this problem. And he dives on Gollum. And it immediately goes the way Sam doesn't want it to go, which is that Gollum is wiry and strong and bites him. And so Gollum sinks his teeth into Sam's shoulder and Sam starts screaming. And if Frodo hadn't been there, Sam would have died alone and screaming in the wilderness. But as it stands, Frodo walks up, grabs Gollum by the hair, by his like weird lanky little hairs, whatever hairs are on his weird little head.
All three of them,
Like his Homer Simpson hairs, pulls his head back and puts Sting to Gollum's throat. He says, "Hello, Gollum. This is Sting. You remember Sting?
I believe you've met.
This is a knife. I'm going to cut your filthy little throat. You don't let Sam go right now." Gollum immediately complies and basically crumbles into a little crying bag. And he just starts wailing and weeping and, "Please, no, don't hurt me. I'm sorry." And it's like, Sam's like, "Are you fucking real right now?" Because Frodo's buying it. Frodo's doing the math in his head and he's confronted with a couple of options. One, we tie him up. Well, that would just basically be the equivalent of killing him. So second option really is just we stick him. We murder him and we just leave his weird little corpse out here. But as Frodo's considering what to do with him, because Sam is on board for either plan A or plan B, because both of these solve the Gollum problem.
Yep.
Yeah.
But Frodo thinks back to his conversation way back in the Shire with Gandalf, where the conversation has come to like, why didn't anybody just kill Gollum? And Gandalf says to Frodo, pity is what kept Bilbo from killing Gollum. Many people that deserve to die live, and many people that deserve to live die. Frodo, is that something you're comfortable with? And in the comfort of his own home, Frodo's probably thinking like, yeah, probably. I mean, whatever. I can make it.
Confronted with that decision.
Right. We're no longer in philosophy course. We're no longer in a philosophy course. Now we're out in the middle of the wilderness. And Frodo looks at this crying little creature and thinks, there is a third path. There's a third way here. And he says to Gollum, you know where we're going, right? And Gollum's like, yeah, I guessed. I think you're going to Mordor. It's a bad place. You don't want to go. And that's not a direct quote. And Frodo
That's not a direct impression either.
Right. And you've been there, haven't you, Gollum? And Gollum basically relives some PTSD for them in the third person. Yes, we have. Yes, I've been there. Yes, stop hurting me. No, I don't know where it is. I lost it. There's elves and there's dwarves. And Gollum basically relives in a few sentences his captivity in Mordor, where he was captured and tortured and asked where the ring is and how to find it, and whether he escaped or was released to go find it. Still unclear, but like the point is that Gollum's been to where Frodo and Sam want to go. Why would we do that thing? Because Gollum knows that he would find the ring of his own accord, but that he was released to find it for Sauron. And he doesn't want that. In that moment, you kind of see that like Gollum he's not a tool. He may be a tool of the enemy, but he's not aligned with the enemy. Gollum's out for Gollum. And Frodo sees that too. And he says, okay, I'm not going to kill you, but one good turn deserves another. You're going to be our guide. And Gollum's like, fucking deal. Let's do it. And they all sit down to have themselves a little nap, because the question then that Frodo puts to Gollum is like, now that you're our guide, now that you've solved the problem of how the fuck do we get to where we need to go, is it better for you during the day or the night? And Gollum is like, I hate the sun. I hate the moon. They're too bright. The stars are bad, but they never leave. We're going to wait. We wait for the moon to leave. And so they've got some time because the moon's up in the sky. So Frodo and Sam are going to get their little break after all. But Frodo and Sam have a very like eyeball to eyeball, brain to brain connection of like, we cannot fall asleep. He will kill us. And Gollum, for his part, basically shuts his big stupid eyes and has himself like a twitchy little nap where he's like murmuring to himself and whispering and like generally looks like a bizarre puppy having a nap. And then the hobbits also slowly fall into like a sleep state. They get quiet and they stop moving and their breathing slows. And Gollum senses that he has a chance to get the fuck out from under this and to make a break for it. So Gollum attempts an escape. He springs away and he doesn't make it 2 steps before Sam is on top of him again. Instead of fighting, Gollum just like goes limp again and starts crying. And it's pretty like Gollum is a for
spoiled child.
He is a pitiable creature for all of the murder and evil that we know Gollum has done. He is, when confronted with strength, he just wilts, and it's sad and it's pathetic and it makes you feel bad for whatever this creature's life is.
It's a coping mechanism.
Right. If you're Frodo, it works. If you're Sam thinks maybe he's better off dead. What do you think?
Yeah.
So, well, they have this rope. So the plan now is that they're just going to like leash him basically, but he needs his hands to move and to climb, and around the neck feels weird. So they're just going to go around one ankle with the elf rope. They tie the rope around his ankle and Gollum starts shrieking like it's burning him. It's elf magic. It's elvish made. It's awful. Elves with their bright eyes and the horror. And Gollum is terrified of elves also. He's scared of orcs. He's scared of Mordor. He's scared of Sauron. He's scared of elves. He's scared of dwarves. He's scared of men. The only thing he doesn't appear to be scared of is Frodo and Sam. But also he, again, is just like whimpering when confronted with force. The moment they take their hands off of Gollum, he tries to like gnaw the rope off his ankle. Like this is not a long-term solution to keep him on a rope. So Frodo says, "What promise can you make to me that's going to mean anything to you?" And Gollum's like, "I promise, Smeagol promise. I will be good. I will not run away. I will lead you where you want. Please, please, please. I will swear on the precious." And Frodo is kind of taken aback. He's like, "How dare you? You're going to swear on the ring? Absolutely the fuck not. Not literally on the ring, like when you swear on the Bible, like you physically put your hand on it." He's like, No, absolutely the fuck not. You could swear by it. But if that's the only promise that means anything to you, say it. Do it. And Gollum's terrified because they live in a world where words have meaning. They have power. So for this ring, which has power over Gollum and has for like 500 years, for them to be carrying it towards its point of origin, towards Mordor, towards this nightmare land, is meaningful. And even Gollum recognizes this. But he swears it. He basically says, "I won't kill the hobbits. I'll take you where you want to go. And I promise I will never, ever give it to the enemy. Never. It's not for Sauron." He doesn't say he's going to help Frodo in his mission explicitly to destroy the ring, but he also kind of makes it clear like he's not in it for Sauron. Right. Like halfway gets us halfway. Why not? So Frodo accepts. And he says, "All right, Sam, take the rope off." Sam's like, "I was about to solve this problem again." And he puts his knife away and he takes the rope off, and Gollum is transformed and his entire personality changes, and he turns into this like capering, dancing, giggling little creature who is just, he's so happy to have somebody say anything that's not mean to him. And he laughs at everything and he dances around and he's so ready to help the happy little hobbits on their little road. And Gollum will be very good and Smeagol is the best. And I will help. And oh my goodness. And it's just this like really fucking weird transformation. And Sam hates it even more than he hated Gollum.
It reminds me of a puppy.
That's exactly what it's like, but like a weird, creepy puppy.
Yeah, very creepy.
But the question persists with this new puppy Smeagol thing. Okay, Smeagol, you're going to lead us through the swamp, right? You know how to get through? And Smeagol's like, you're so lucky. Yes, I know exactly how to get us through. This is going to be fine. And the moon is down. Let's go. It's time to go. Smeagol's here to save the day. And so they set off with this like reborn wretch leading Frodo with this great weight, the mission, the ring, the literal weight of his pack, like all of the world's woes on Frodo's back, and Sam following up in the back, like basically in disbelief that they're following of all fucking things Gollum into the heart of darkness. They're letting Gollum lead them directly to the enemy. After the moon is set, by only the light of the stars, they set off into this endless, miserable wasteland, this dark, bleak waste that only ends at the gates of Mordor.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how the chapter ends.
Jesus fucking Christ. So this is a chapter that was legitimately divisive. It was fun to read and it was enjoyable to me to understand what's going on in Frodo and Sam's life. But man, the things that's going on in their life is not good.
It's not good.
Oh, so it's like an emotional split there a little bit, you know?
Yeah,
Right.
I found like the almost the first half of the chapter almost miserable because it was so bleak.
Tough.
But ironically, I actually really enjoyed when Gollum Smeagol shows up, even though it's terrifying and horrific. But I felt like he added so much to the characters and to like just to the plot. And I really
the drama.
he did.
Yeah.
And he himself is so many characters. You never know what's going to happen. You know, I was like, wow, I'm on the edge of my seat. Like, what's going to happen next? I never expected Sam to jump on him and not be just like snap neck.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, even though I read it before, like it was really well done. You didn't know what was going to happen next.
I loved that the hobbits were back and hobbit language was back. And that just made me so happy. Like, Ninny Hammers.
Right.
Well, dude, even in the beginning, it says that they keep kind of walking in circles.
Yeah.
They like keep
They
getting
don't
lost.
have an adult.
They didn't marry who memorized those maps.
Actually, that reminded me of something that occurred to me about halfway through the chapter. The fact that they didn't have an adult with them and they didn't have somebody to save them when things got weird. I started thinking, well, what would have happened here if the rest of the fellowship was with them? And then I just shortened that to what would Aragorn do?
Yeah.
So like throughout each of their struggles, I'm sitting there thinking, well, what would Aragorn have done in this situation? Would he have remembered the rope earlier than Sam did?
Yeah.
I don't know, 3 days earlier.
But no, we do get some insight into that, right? Because Frodo says at one point, he's like, I have fucked this all the way up. If I had known, like if I had thought about this and left the fellowship when I meant to, I would have left way earlier when they were further north on the river. So they would have avoided the hills altogether. Aragorn would not have been caught in the Emyn Muil and going into these swamps.
Well, that's what happens when you leave an important decision up to committee. So, yeah, they just had to keep going because nobody wanted to make a decision.
Well, everybody wanted Frodo to make a decision. Yeah.
I like that Sam wanted to just have his beer.
We all just want half a beer at some point.
He was like, I'm tired of this shit. I miss beer.
Because he got
And I
tired
was
of
like, yes, I feel this.
he got tired of Lembas.
It was also very stale at that point. You know, they unwrapped it, so it wasn't fresh anymore. Actually made me very nervous for the treat segment this evening. I was like, oh God, the options are like crusty old crumbs. And then Smeagol shows up. I'm like, oh God.
We're going to lick
Just
a
wait.
fish.
Dead fish.
Just wait.
I have a quote from Sam that You were talking about Frodo, or you were talking about Hobbit language.
Yeah, what is it? I will kill that motherfucker.
It's number 2. If you want to read that.
Oh, okay, we're doing this for real. Okay, they keep walking in circles. Quote, well, fuck, Master Frodo. You absolutely have to put you need. So this is an example of when punctuation is super important.
Let's eat, Grandma.
Well, fuck, Master Frodo.
It's well, not wheel.
Well, fuck, Master Frodo. I'm feckin' You went. Okay, you switched off. Okay, so, well, fuck, Master Frodo. I'm feckin' lost, I am. Going in circles, we are.
Direct quote, J.R.R. Tolkien.
Oh my God.
I love you for switching from fuck, we're lost to fecking.
He just goes into an Irish brogue. He's so upset.
It just felt like until Gollum gets there, it's just Sam complaining.
He got real snarky and real sassy in the beginning of this
the whole goddamn
chapter.
time, and it gets old fast. Kind of comedic, I guess is the word, when he talks about going down the mountain first. But like, there's a world where you could say, like, if you kind of phrase where he's coming from as a bit sarcastic, he kind of takes on a different tone, because he's like, I'll just go first because, like, if I die, I don't want to fucking take you with me. And there's like that's like endearing. Like, he's like genuinely like, I'll be there for you first. You could also approach the same phrase as being like him being like, I just don't want to be here anymore.
On Wednesday, we
I
wear
got the same
pink.
thing.
Well, it's so funny you said that, because yes, I think it's meant to be more endearing. Like, he loves his master.
Oh, I
he
didn't
will
take it
do
that way.
But just with the way he is in this chapter, I was like, he's so hangry and miserable that he's pulling a Theoden and he's like, just take me now.
Yeah, like
He's
if
just
there
gonna
was
go out. Like,
if there
he's
was
done.
a bear in the cave and we were like, one of us has to go in, and it was recorded as somebody saying, I'll go in first and I'll die first, and that way you don't die first. And you would be like, oh, that's so courageous. But then if you like pull back, you like zoom out, and that person's been complaining about being there the whole time, you'd be like, all right, well, they're just taking a fucking quick way out.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, how cold, miserable, and hungry do you have to be to have a suicide wish? You know?
And he was like, I'll go first. I don't even have to put my foot in anything. I'll just hop over like I'm going into a swimming pool, even though it's a fucking mountain.
And
Like
I can't swim.
Yeah, like the fact that he went feet first is a surprise.
Yeah.
The phrase that came to mind is malicious compliance.
Oh my God.
At this point, like, Sam has entered his fuck it. All right, whatever you say. You want us to go over this cliff? Fuck. I'm going first so I can die.
Sam has a metamorphosis in this chapter. He has a lot more personality. He's not as jolly. He's a bit more pissy. I think he doesn't appreciate being isolated from the rest of the group. He's kind of tired of eating the lembas. Like, there's a lot of emotions going through Sam in this chapter.
He's getting cranky.
Well, when people are in a bad mood, they do get big feelings, and you see a lot of personality.
It's like he's upset at the rope, but it's not actually the rope that he's upset at. You know? And he's like, oh my gosh, I have to leave this behind. Good old nostalgic Sam. Like, it's like him being in the movies where he's like, this is the furthest I've ever walked.
Yeah.
You know, it's like he's very like...
Well, also what the
In
rope
comparison
symbolizes.
to-
The rope is literally a bright light in the dark for Frodo, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sam is so upset in this dark wasteland that's horrible in every way, to once again have to let go of something that is like peaceful and hopeful and light. Like, that's why I think that's like kind of what's happening there for him. Is like he's having this existential crisis of, I don't know how much more bleaker this can get and how much more it can take.
Yeah. I think it also comes down to respect. There's an aspect of unwritten respect here, which is in his prior life, he was treated without respect. And he gains respect being the, guardian for whatever, maybe there's a better word, but the sort of guardian.
No, that's
of
a great
Frodo
word for it.
on the road. He takes that role very seriously. And then he gets to Lorien. Galadriel calls him out with a little bit of a lack of respect with his magic thing in the and then he earns that back with her, and he has the whole where she treats him with respect. Here's the gift I give you. And he feels like enlightened and emboldened and empowered. And this is somebody who's like, he talks about the nicknames he was called by his father,
The old gaffer, yeah.
and like being known as like basically a fuck up, like a ninny winny who like forgets about like, it's not like the gaffer's calling him this great, prestigious, honorable name. He's calling him a ninny winny or
Ninny
whatever.
hammer.
Ninny hammer.
Which
He's
what the fuck?
Well, I think it's very clearly a dick joke.
Oh, that's funny.
I didn't take it that way. I took it more just like a
Didn't mean
airheaded.
Well, that's because
like
you're a woman.
an airheaded common tool.
If somebody called me a ninny hammer, it's absolutely about my penis.
Yeah. And it's not actually it's about the penis, but it's not actually about the penis. It's about the manliness. It's about the respect of the masculinity.
It's the metaphor of manliness.
Well,
that-
ninny is a derogatory slang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Did you notice when he first remembered the rope, he says, "Well, if I don't deserve to be hung on the end of one as a warning to numbskulls, you're naught but a ninny hammer."
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think you need to be hanged for this offense, but
Right, but
Like,
that's
he
my
took it
point. That's my point.
seriously.
Well, they don't build
Yeah.
jails
That's
in the
exactly
Shire.
my point, which is that
You hang people for
for
offenses.
someone
That's a bit
who
much.
Sam is someone who seeks respect,
Mhm.
who has not been given respect, albeit a couple times in this journey so far. And even Gandalf making him, as we're calling it, the guardian of Frodo on this journey, which, as we saw and as we read, and anyone who read, was a punishment.
Yep.
He did not see it as a punishment.
No, he didn't.
He took it as like a promotion, a job, an employment,
Purpose.
Yeah, purpose.
something to give his life purpose. So when that purpose is dangled in front of Sam and potentially removed, or during the pursuit of that purpose, Sam is made less than, which would be the moments with Gollum, because he's like, I can take care of this.
Mhm.
I can end this problem now. Mr. Frodo, you have a problem with this fucking slime ball. I'll end this. There's a moment where Sam is talking about, he looks at Frodo. Frodo has grown. He's grown into this other being. He's physically grown. He's emotionally grown. He's mentally grown. And he's not in agreement with Sam.
So that's
There's like a fucking fracture between them.
and what you're talking about is the moment where Sam is watching Frodo confront Gollum over Gollum's claim that he will swear on the precious, on the ring, that he will obey Frodo. This is a tool that Tolkien uses a lot, right? Throughout the story, we've seen points where, to the observer, to a third party, Aragorn, Gandalf, all these people they've grown in stature. They've seen become things in people they're not.
Mhm.
And you get the impression that this is like an inner growth thing, but also maybe a literal like manifestation of a power, right? Like we've
Right.
seen this a lot.
Yeah, and I love the direct quote because it really illustrates it beautifully the way he writes it. So I'm just going to read it out. For a moment, it appeared to Sam that his master had grown and Gollum had shrunk. A tall, stern shadow, a mighty lord who had hid his brightness in gray cloud, and at his feet, a whining little dog.
Yes.
Which it doesn't mean, I mean, you're right. Like, it doesn't mean he physically grew with some power, but like his soul has. He has risen into this master situation over Gollum.
Mhm.
He's like becoming more powerful than this 500-year-old creature. And it's a really cool moment. I think the way he illustrates that's really awesome. And it's really cool because at the end of this, Sam is realizing that Gollum and Frodo are actually akin. They are not alien. They are actually one and the same. And they could reach each other's minds, which my mind was blown at that because I'd forgotten it. And also, it takes us right back to most protagonists in the story have an antagonist and they always have a mind connection. It's like Sauron and Galadriel. It's Sauron and Gandalf. It's Gollum and Frodo. And it's just such a great connection to all these main characters.
It's just like fills in that loop.
Yeah.
And what does Tolkien do in this part of the passage, right? He inserts a line from the poem from the opening of the first book.
Yeah.
One ring to rule them all, and in the darkness bind them.
Right.
Yeah.
This authority.
Now they're bound.
Yes. This authority, this power exchange that you're talking about is more than metaphor in this moment. Right.
It actually means something since they speak it into existence, right?
And Frodo and Gollum experience this in a way that Sam can only kind of observe.
Oh, he must be so fucking jealous.
Right?
Oh.
Because this ties back to one more thing I want to talk about Sam is like two things kind of happen with Sam in this chapter. One, to everything you said about the way Sam perceives himself, he sees himself as having a purpose, and his purpose is to protect Frodo. Frodo's mission is now his mission. So anything that would supplant him, such as Gollum, or any threat to Frodo, such as Gollum, is going to dig at Sam like a burr in his soul.
Yeah.
And even before this, going back to knife problems, Sam wanted to find a problem and to fix it. And you know what Gollum is? Gollum's a knife problem. You know what they got?
Yep.
Knives.
Yep. Well, it's also interesting because you say, like we're speaking things into existence, that words matter. I have to think that matters when Frodo keeps using the word Smeagol as opposed to Gollum.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because we
He's
get
trying
to
to humanize him.
you know that we get to see like later in the chapter when Smeagol swears, Gollum comes out and says, Smeagol will swear.
Mm-hmm.
Gollum does not promise to swear. And Gollum just says he will be nice. And then Smeagol even says, I will make sure Gollum behaves.
Yep.
Which, can he though? Because it seems like Gollum's kind of pulling all the strings here.
Right.
Yep.
But that's such a great plot point. I was like, ooh, I can't wait to see how this pans out. Gollum never promised anything.
Oh.
Yeah. But you know what's a little interesting flip side of this when you say words have power? We often think about the words that people speak having power in the divine, the mystical, and the magical, but they have power in the emotional as well. That's made true when Frodo says, Gollum has not done us any harm.
Technically true.
And no, technically not true. Because Sam has a bloody shoulder.
He did bite Sam.
I mean, what's
And Sam is sitting there.
a little bite between friends?
Sure. So let's take this into perspective. Let's say you and me are out hanging out at somebody's house and somebody enters that party and they start making fun of you while we're hanging out. And it starts to piss you off.
Uh-huh.
And they keep digging into you and everybody's laughing.
Whose house are we at?
Doesn't matter.
It does, because it's whether or not I kill this guy.
Yeah. So, that feeling of like, I want to fucking kill this guy. Right? And it starts to build. And everybody's laughing as they make fun of you. And they're like, look at your fucking hair and your stupid fucking Warhammer. And apparently your paint miniatures. And
He's so mean.
and they start tearing into you. And everyone's like, this fucking loser. And you're sitting there going, what the fuck, dude? And I go, isn't this guy great? It's not like he's like rude or anything.
I see. So
And you're sitting there going, what the fuck, dude?
right, because you're
literally right in front of you. This person hurt me.
you're building up this asshole.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I'm saying that it's funny because we keep talking about words have meaning, words have power. And that's so true in the mystical, in the magical, in the out there in the universe. But in the real right now, emotional, mental experience between friends, they really fucking matter.
Yeah.
And he's saying, this guy, it's not like he's hurt us or done us any harm, man. And fucking Sam is sitting there holding a bloody shoulder going, yo,
Yes, he did.
he literally just fucking chewed my shoulder to pieces.
So you put me in the position where I'm Sam, you're Frodo, and this asshole is Smeagol. I'm going to tell you, the first time you go to sleep is the last time you see Smeagol alive.
Right?
No, but
I'm
Chris,
just saying.
So I'm saying, doesn't it make a little bit more sense when you frame it that way? And you go,
it
hey
does.
man, maybe Sam is fucking, like maybe Frodo is kind of shitting on Sam's feelings a little bit. And not only his feelings, but his physical feelings, emotional feelings, but like the fact of his welfare, his health and welfare.
because
Everyone's.
he's so consumed by a past
You
memory.
old ass.
Well, no, he does say that to Sam, which is out of context, really inappropriate. That's much earlier in the chapter when he's being suicidal.
True.
I had a note on that too.
Yeah.
Like earlier in the chapter.
But, and I know we've been harping on Sam, so I promise this is like my last thing. But with Frodo, I think it's because he has this flashback of Gandalf talking to him in chapter 2 of the Fellowship of the Ring, where Bilbo actually had pity for him,
Wait.
for Gollum.
Okay.
And in that moment in the past, Frodo didn't understand it. But now that he's been the ring bearer for quite some time, he's starting to feel the weight of it. Gollum is the manifestation of what could become Frodo. He's coming face to face with the repercussions of carrying the ring for a long period of time.
Yeah.
And I think in this moment, he's seen both the evil, but the patheticness of that. And I think he's seen maybe a future for him.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why Bilbo also had pity, because maybe Bilbo sensed that.
I still think Frodo should kill him.
I think Frodo, though, is so consumed by that internal battle and that memory, and he already looked up to Bilbo enough that what Bilbo does, he kind of does. Mm-hmm. I think that's why he's not seeing the full picture. He's not seeing what we're seeing.
He's blinded because of his appreciation and his respect for his uncle, for sure.
Well, no, I think RJ has a great point. That could be him. Would he want to be murdered?
But it wouldn't be him if he killed him.
Not necessarily.
Chris, I understand that the thought exercise is a bit much, but like,
the ring could still take over him, even if he killed.
He could become a pathetic.
Yeah,
which is why he shouldn't kill him. He should let his
Sam kill him.
Slave boy do it.
Right.
Well, there was one moment that I literally wrote "fuck you, Sam" in the
whoa,
in the side of my book.
No,
Yeah,
no,
totally
she
said
literally
that.
did. I see it.
I know she did, but she's wrong to have that feeling.
No.
All right, justify yourself, monster. Samwise Gamgee is an angel and a murderer, and I love him.
All right, the rain's nearly given over. That shriek sounded like a black rider, but one up in the air. I'm thinking we'd best lay up in this crack until night's over.
Right.
So that's Sam's opinion. Frodo replies, and I'm thinking that I won't spend a moment longer than I need stuck up on this edge with the eyes of the dark country looking over the marshes. That was absolutely a fuck you, Sam moment.
Oh, fuck you, Sam.
Her tense was confusing.
Right. I thought she was getting ready to like set Sam up for like fuck you, Sam.
She forgot to write the word Frodo :
Yeah, quote.
Frodo.
Fuck you, Sam.
Tonight,
fuck you,
grammar
Sam.
is our eternal foe.
Yeah. Frodo has this great line. Frodo's talking about the east and the storm, and he says, "There's an eye in it." EYE. There's an eye in it. And I went,
The Eye of Sauron?
The Eye of Sauron.
Yeah.
But he's not wrong. There's an eye in it.
Oh my God.
Oh, fuck you. We're reading a book. This is literature. You take that shit and walk out.
There is an eye in it.
God.
It's like Sam wasn't in that meeting, so he's like, "Yes, Master Frodo, I know." They just go on a loop.
Yeah.
There's no eye into you.
Yeah, Frodo's like, I don't know, can you? It was just like a funny grammar moment. I was like, this is, why am I thinking about this right now?
Oh my God, that's so funny.
They're all gonna fucking die.
I could have seen that when you're listening to it versus reading it. Like, it makes more sense
read
if someone
six.
says to you, "There's an
Read six.
eye in it." Like, of course there is.
There's an eye in it. Yes, there is, Frodo. like this feels like a Monty Python skit.
Yeah. It's so dumb, but it popped in my head.
What I love about Chris is, even if there isn't a comedic moment and a dark moment, he'll create one.
He'll find one.
I'll find it. It's there. I'm pulling it out. I want to talk about violence.
Yeah, truly the best puns make you violent.
There's a lot of violence in this chapter, dude.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's implied violence. It's a desire for violence.
Yeah. Well,
Only because Sam doesn't get let off the
implied
hook.
violence is it. There's so many kinds of violence, right? There's physical violence. There's emotional violence. There's implied violence. There's lost violence, which is from the reader's perspective of we know what's happening in this timeline during this time that they are not aware of. We know about the violence happening outside of where they are.
Mm-hmm.
There's violence from Gollum making like a little movie
Chicken
theater
bone.
snack, out of his shoulder.
Zombie bite.
There is threatened violence from Frodo holding up Sting. Sting!
And literally everything Sam says.
Which,
Yeah.
by the way, if you're just listening, you might want to tune into this YouTube video to see the beautiful. We have a full size replica of Sting in our studio here, and
It's on the
it's
wall.
on the wall. And Pat has positioned the light on Sting to look like it's glowing by Works.
There's Works.
It's dope as fuck. So please, you don't have to watch the whole thing, but just check out the image for 1 second.
Laura's asked me not to call the neighbors orcs, but come on.
Yes.
Oh, come on.
Don't talk about Tina that way. But there's implied violence by Frodo where he holds Sting up to Gollum's throat and he threatens to slice his throat open.
Oh, yeah.
There is the implied violence from Sam where he's like, I guess I'm just going to die. Like I'm just going to, I might as well. Like this sort of weird tone in his voice of like almost committing violence to himself. Like, oh, I'm just going to go down. If I die, I die. I'm probably going to die.
Like it's a resignation.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like this was a more violent chapter than like the Riders of Rohirrim, which is all about them riding up and murdering orcs. But it wasn't as tonally dark as this.
So do you think that's a matter of perception? Like as a reader, you are prepared for conflict between the Riders of Rohan and orcs. And like there's an expectation that there will be violence there. And there's an expectation that the orcs as evil creatures will have violence done to them.
100%.
Right. So you as a reader are prepared for that. But what you're not prepared for is for Sam to like try to embrace the void a couple times.
Yeah, it hits a little different when it's a hobbit.
Right, because we don't expect them to die or be hurt. Yeah. We understand they're in a dangerous situation, but they're the stars of the show. And so for Sam to just like shrug his shoulders and be like, I guess this is how I die, and then like, woo.
I think you're 100% right, because the expectation of violence to me, and maybe not to everybody, but to me, will sort of guide my barometer of how violent something is. If I'm set up, here's a perfect example, actually. Have you guys seen the movie Braveheart?
No. I have. Yeah.
You haven't seen Braveheart?
I love Braveheart. Yeah. It's Mel Gibson.
You've seen Braveheart, right?
Yeah, I know what it is, but I haven't seen it.
It's like one of the best movies ever made.
It's like the Scottish attempting to invent Independence Day.
Yeah. Gladiator wishes it was Braveheart.
It's extremely
100%.
historically inaccurate, but it's a fun ride.
Like there's no bridge at Sterling Bridge.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that are not
So
correct.
there's a moment in Braveheart where so William Wallace is on his horse in front of like 4,000 Scottish men getting ready to fight the British like in battle. And they're like, it's like, oh, this is going to be like this big epic battle. And it is a big epic battle. And we're set up with the expectation this is going to be a big epic battle. Horses' heads are chopped off, legs go flying, arms go in and out. There's guts everywhere. People are screaming, crying. Children are beheaded. And yet that scene doesn't stick with me as a violent scene in the same way that when the British king confronts his son, the prince, who is gay in the movie, and his gay son's lover, who's a man, approaches and speaks out of tongue to the king, and the king throws him out the window of the castle. Yeah. And we see his lover hit the ground and like half explode.
Yeah, like a sack of tomatoes.
Yes. And that trumps every single slice on the battlefield.
It's like the unexpected violence.
Yes. And so that's how I felt with this. We've gone through Helm's Deep. We've gone through Hunting Orcs. We're on this and that. And Gandalf's smiting lightning into the Golden Hall to take care of Wormtongue.
It's not Mythothel. No, I'm just kidding. I just had to bring that up.
Methothel,
close.
right?
The Golden Hall.
Yeah,
the Golden
I was
Hall.
making fun of
And
Chris
it's like
because that's what he was doing.
Yeah.
So when it's expected, I feel like one way, and when it's unexpected, it tends to hit me harder.
Yeah.
It's like, in that example, it's like intimate violence versus kind of nameless. When you're in a battle, you don't know who you're fighting. You don't know the names of the people you're killing. But when you kill your son's lover, like that's very, very intimate.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I love that you brought that up because as much as it is unexpected, to me, it kind of wasn't because of everything we've heard about Sauron and his power and like his influence over people from like thousands of miles away. And now they are inching closer and closer to him and his power. And so it's sort of like kind of just, shows that everything that Gandalf was saying and Elrond is true. And we kind of firsthand get to see how awful Sauron is yet again in a very subtle way. Like Sam is in a terrible mood and suicidal. Frodo and him are very violent. They're not acting like themselves. Even Gollum, how Gollum's acting. I think it actually justifies when you realize where they are on the map. Like just this negative energy is like all around in the air. It's almost like spores they're breathing in.
Do you think like the ring is influencing Frodo more as he gets
100%.
closer to Mordor?
100%, I think so.
Speaking of 100, the reason for that is probably because if we reference the lovely map, at this point, Frodo and Sam have come to within about 100 miles of Mount Doom. They really are approaching the final stage of the journey. But fuck, what a final stage. Like, it's going to be a rough ride.
Yeah, I have to say, I loved the whole rope segment in this. It was one of my favorite parts of the chapter. It truly was a glimmer of hope. We really need it in that
Literally.
dark, bleak moment, literally. Like, Frodo is literally blind from fear. And then once again, the magic of Galadriel just drops down and saves them. And it's just really cool. Like, even this
Like a
close to Mordor, how much her power still works.
Yeah, that
I
was
thought that
cool.
was really impressive.
Even on Gollum.
Even on Gollum. Yeah.
Especially on Gollum.
Yeah.
He could smell them, but he couldn't hear or see them. That was crazy.
But also burn the fuck out of his leg.
That was
That's
really
far more
intense.
powerful, I think.
Yeah, it was almost like an exorcism scene.
And he's also terrified of elves, right? Like with their bright burning eyes.
Yes.
And something we didn't get to talk about, but because it's come up, I want to mention this real fast. We know elves to be these incredibly powerful beings with like almost like an alien sense of reference, because Legolas is like, yeah, you guys are mortal. It's like, it's a terrible thing to watch you all age and die. The seasons flash by. It's like their perception of reality is so different because they're immortal. They're not going to end, and they know it. But we also know that they're powerful, right? Because back in the old days, they fought all the wars against Sauron. They won the last war. There's not enough of them left anymore for various reasons, but the point is that you have these incredibly powerful beings, and Gollum's only experience with elves has been incredibly negative. He's terrified of them because they've been his captors. So imagine from Gollum's perspective for a moment, like when you think about elves, how different going to Lorien or even to Rivendell would have been if you had known on behalf of the hobbits that when they arrived, Gandalf would torture them with fire and they would be imprisoned. And these incredibly powerful, ageless creatures with frames of reference and desires, goals, and emotional states that you can't truly relate to were just going to hurt you for their own gain.
Well,
Yeah.
Gollum did go into Lorien.
And
That's very courageous of him.
Gollum did not.
considered.
Gollum didn't really go in voluntarily. He went in to follow the ring, but he was taken into Mirkwood. He was in captivity. He escaped. Remember, he ate the bird and the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's more
yeah.
courageous given that he chose to go into Lorien to follow them.
So that's the ring's hold
It was
over
more like
Gollum.
compulsion. It was almost like Pippin in the Palantir.
But
Yeah.
the point I'm making is that when Gollum talks about how awful elves are, remember, elves are powerful and terrifying if they don't like you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like they said, you can only fear Lorien if you have bringing something dark into it. Did the whole thing they say to Boromir when Boromir's like talking shit on her to the guard.
Mhm.
I have a question. There's a line from maybe Sam. I think it's Sam. And he's talking about how long the rope is. And he says 5, 10, 20, 30 L's. What the fuck is he talking about?
Well, when Frodo says size doesn't matter, what he means is,
Oh my
Is
God.
that 2.5 inches is plenty?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's a great rope. I had to look that up because I've never heard of an L before. So an L is 45 inches. So a rope that's 40 L's would be approximately 112 feet of rope.
112
Oh, okay.
feet of rope. That's a pretty decent length.
Yeah.
And
to
how
get
long-
down
For
a
a
gully.
hobbit.
And how long is 18? And how long is 18 fathoms? Because
That
a
I
fathom
don't
is 6
remember.
feet, right?
12 inches.
It's 18 fathoms
Give it
at
to
6
Rain Man
feet
over
for
here.
a fathom. So
18 times 6?
120 minus 12
What's,
is,
what's 6 times 8?
I don't know,
48. What's 10 times 6?
60?
60, 60 plus 48, 108.
108? Okay.
That's the answer
That's
to your
close
question.
to 112.
Yeah, right? Like, again, that's like
I'm
a
saying
moment.
you asked me a question, I answered it.
I appreciate that. I'm very confused.
Chris does Common Core math without knowing it.
I'm just real drunk.
He said, "What is that?" And I said, "This." And he went, "Mm-hmm."
What were we talking about?
What were we talking about?
Was it basic arithmetic? I don't know. It's beyond me. But so that's an interesting thing, right? Because you say it's 45 inches, right? An L is 45 inches. A fathom is 6 feet. Chris, you said something earlier, and I said like it's actually an Old English measurement. The funny thing about all this is that Tolkien is attempting to use like non-standard measurements, like feet and inches for us, because he wants to immerse his world as otherly, right? He wants to move it away from us, so nothing's in metric, right? Essentially, so that it feels further from our lived experience, so it feels more fantastical.
Mm-hmm.
We don't live in metric.
I know we don't either. That's for the rest of them.
Yeah.
That's for Europe and all the whatever. But the point is that here in America, we do weird
It's
things.
118 wampum.
Wampum, right? Jesus. So, but the point I was going to make though is that these traditional units of measurement are based on a couple of things. So an L is the length from your tip of your middle finger to your elbow.
Which is definitely not 48 inches.
Right. It's
45
kind of
inches.
weird. Wait, that was the thing I was given online.
Very long arm.
But a fathom's standard root measurement, like where it comes from, is meant to be the distance between a person's outstretched arms. So a fathom for Aragorn is way fucking different than a fathom for hobbits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, where did you find out the definition of L? Was it ChatGPT?
Googled it. No. It was Merriam-Webster.
Well, I don't know. It sounds like these are conflicting definitions.
Oh, they absolutely are.
45
you find yours?
inches, L, that's what?
It's like
18 inches?
Roughly 18 or 24.
So it's also called it's called a yard and a handful. It's because it's 1 1/4 yard.
That's true.
Hmm.
Their backyards are only a quarter
I'm sorry,
big.
the distance from your fingertip to your elbow is a cubit.
Cubit.
A cubit. That's the thing they made the arcs with. Or the arc.
Wait, so is
So
it
is
maybe
this entire conversation
maybe it's the
null?
L from your fingertip to your elbow and then to your shoulder?
That's still almost 4 feet.
Well, it's better than like the 18 inches.
How long
here.
is 45 inches?
Almost 4 feet.
4 feet?
This is not 4 feet.
It's 3.75 feet.
Definitely not my arms. I have really small arms.
Maybe if we touch arms.
Oh, that's definitely at least 1 L. So, but
Well,
the
your
point-
arm span is roughly equal to your height,
right?
right?
I already brought this up once tonight. I just want to bring this up.
Okay.
Da Vinci's body.
Oh my god.
But it all ties together, right? Because imagine for a second that you're a hobbit talking about a distance based on body
Yeah,
mechanics.
we can't measure things based on body parts.
7 wines and 2 hours ago, I said this.
Right. So I got a question for you. If a hobbit says that an L is whatever the fuck is between, or a fathom is whatever the distance between his arms is, how tall is Aragorn to hobbits?
It's the ratio of caterpillars to bunnies.
If you met a giant, would you say he's 1.2 ding dongs long, or would you say he's 14 feet tall?
Ding dong.
I know because it's funny, but the point is that
That's a fucking big ding dong.
but the point is though is that we use these measurements abstractly in a world that Tolkien created, but if you go down another layer, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
it's so funny.
I have one thing to say, and then we're going to move on. And we're
Oh.
not going to talk about what I'm going to say, okay?
Okay.
But in
Say about
regards to Gollum running away after sneakily closing his eyes and pretending to sleep, I have a question. It's rhetorical. We're not going to answer it.
I've been that
Got
drunk.
it?
I've done it.
Okay, we'll try to behave.
When did Sam become so spry?
Huh.
We're not going to answer it, but that's a rhetorical question to just put on your brains that somehow Samwise was able to outmaneuver this fucking creature that can barely be handled or caught by
with
anything.
a bite, right? Was he bitten by that
Yeah.
point?
He's hurt.
Yeah, it was like the zombie bite.
Ready
Maybe
to-
it gave him power. That's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, Sam's bit. Sam's hurt. Gollum's
He's
not.
gonna turn into a golem.
Gollum jumps through the air with his big, long, gangly legs and lands and takes 2 steps, and Sam is on him.
I did
And I
kind of wonder
wonder
about
when
that.
did he become so spry?
Yeah.
Sam was praying to whatever god
Fucking
hobbits
7
have.
pages ago, he was like, I'm just going to meatball down the side of this fucking mountain and just kill me. Die. Goodbye. Goodbye. And like now he's like, I'm Usain Bolt and I'm going to fucking capture Gollum. So that's my question. It's rhetorical. If you're listening, think about it, come up with an answer and leave it as a comment on the next episode. But
Because Sam
I have a more important question. Is there a treat
Of course.
in the new studio? I said in the new studio.
Okay. I didn't hear that. I heard it.
Shall we give you Wet Willie? Clear their beers out?
So this is my interpretation of the rope that the elves gave to Sam.
Wow.
So I'm not quite sure that it's
It's not 30 L's.
it's not 30 L's.
It's 30 L's.
This is marshmallow rope.
This is not 30 L's. All right.
So to be fair, what we're looking at is is this covered in what, powdered sugar?
Yeah, it's like a powdered sugar cornstarch combo.
So so what we're staring at is a plate with a coil of braided marshmallow. It's like marshmallow.
Marshmallow.
It's marshmallow.
You didn't say that.
I just did.
No, you
Said
did
it
not.
twice.
Totally did.
Twice. I
Said
said it twice
marshmallow?
now. Yeah, and you've said it 3 times.
Apparently, I wasn't paying attention.
Chris, it's marshmallow colored.
This is marshmallow?
It's marshmallow.
Mallow marsh.
But it's also got, if you look closely, it's got silver like fucking sprinkles in it. It
It
glitters.
has a hint of
edible
silver.
glitter. Because Galadriel knows her shit.
That's right.
All right.
I
This looks
Galadriel?
incredible.
Are you?
So this is many strands that are kind of stuck together. So if you pick one up, it should just break eventually.
One might say that there
Oh,
are many
nice.
meetings.
Many meetings.
Hi-oh. No, really though, it's braided like
There we
rope.
go.
It's
That looks awesome.
several.
Also, you're gonna
feet
look like you
of
just did a bunch of Coke.
marshmallow.
Are you going to get covered in powdered sugar?
Go for it.
Okay. It does not break.
Oh,
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Wait,
That's a
here you
big
go.
piece.
Well, what I'm doing is I'm
Convenient,
gonna
right?
I'm gonna eat this whole thing.
That was the opposite of what I was saying.
Oh, my God. I'm covered in powdered sugar.
Yo, damn, bro.
I told you. You're gonna look
Note
like you
to
did a
self,
bunch
never
of Coke.
give RJ cocaine.
RJ,
Everyone will know
RJ.
what she's doing.
Jesus Christ, you are black. You are covered in head to
so
toe in white
sorry.
powder.
Did you
You're
guys
not
see that
allowed to
movie,
drive.
Cocaine Bear?
Yes.
Oh my God,
No.
Now meet Cocaine Tits.
I don't even know. I don't want to brush it off on your
No,
floor.
don't. No, that we have to charge for something like that.
Dude, this is delicious. This is
It's
really
really
good.
great. It's literally just marshmallow.
marshmallow, like fluff.
I mean, it's not made of
No,
fluff.
Laura made it from scratch.
It's from scratch.
So you can make marshmallow, but
How do you make marshmallow from scratch?
There's sugar.
you grind up elves.
There's caro syrup and gelatin, and water and vanilla. That's about it.
At what point
once,
do
I'm
you
the
buy the
biggest
fluff
master in
to
the
make
tree.
it?
You don't. That would be so sticky.
RJ's
This was pretty sticky, but I
I'm
could
just
pipe
going to sit
it.
still here. Yeah.
What did you say?
No, I'm just covered in powdered
She's
sugar.
so
Yes, you
just-
are.
she's just covered in powdered sugar and silver glitter.
Did you notice that about 3 or 4 times this podcast, I just stole your armrest while you were talking? I was like, I don't like not being able to lead. And I just listened to you and I went,
Honestly, I'm so focused on the joy of having the spotlight.
You did
I
not
love
notice.
I love it. This was delicious. This was so good. I want this forever in my belly, in my fridge to eat as a snack when
We
I'm
have
drunk.
lots of scraps.
Perfect.
Some of them are deliberately dick shaped.
Mm-hmm.
I want those.
Unsurprisingly.
Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in to another wonderful, so fun episode of Full of a Took, the Lord of the Rings read through podcast. Sorry, Patrick's being a little bit of a ninny hammer.
He said that to me.
I just
like we're friends. Pass me Sting.
I just want to say real fast before you guys go, if you don't mind, give us a 5-star rating on this. We would really appreciate it. Whatever.
Especially now.
Chris just got slapped in the face with some marshmallow rope.
You called me a what?
Like Frodo. I'm blind. Anyway, if you think of somebody that you know might be into this, send them our episode, send them this, send them the show. Season 2 is a banger so far. This was the first episode in our new situated space, our new studio. What you can't see is about 3 feet outside of the frame is their bed. So thank you guys for committing to just being celibate for the next 15 weeks, 20 weeks. I appreciate it.
No, bro, we got an OnlySams to sell.
We decided that we're going to do this every single night.
Every night,
Chris. Yeah.
Every night.
We went
Look
from
at me.
being weekly to every
night.
night. It's going to be great. Also, make sure you subscribe to our show or you follow us on YouTube and whatever audio platform you listen to this on. What am I missing anything? Oh,
Name of the next chapter.
yes, we have another chapter to read next week. And if you're following along, you probably guessed it already. But I'll tell you what, I didn't guess it already because I don't look ahead. I don't cheat. I don't ever look ahead. So next week, we're going to read chapter 2 of book 4 of the Two Towers, which is called
The Passage of the Marshes.
The Passage of the Marshes. Something tells me that book 4 is legitimately just going to be Sam and Frodo's journey. And I feel like that is going to be a stress attack the entire time.
And stinky.
You're gonna hate it.
Yeah.
You're gonna love it.
Stay tuned for chapter 2 of book 4, which is episode 36, which is called The Passage of the Marshes. The Two Towers is really good so far.
Oh,
I hope you guys join us. We'll see you there next week. Okay, bye.